Hello guys, welcome back to Minecraft. I forgot to move the microphone. I'm moving it now. I hope it is not the most violent noise in the world. There we are. Okay then. How awkward. I'm gonna go try to get some of this, I think I have a silk touch something. I do not have a silk touch anything. There will be no ice mining today. That was what I'd planned. I forgot this is a fortune pick, not a silk touch pick. Oh wow. We'll go down this hole though. Coal. Oh no. Don't hit the sandstone. Last thing I need is some crazy ass collapse. Okay. I'm hitting my head on every stair. Oh my god, this is terrible. That's how you know I built this going out, not in. Let's see if there's anything behind this. I've been playing a lot of Java version lately, and I forgot how much speed difference there is between the diamond pickaxe and the two versions. This is really quick. It's not so quick in Java. At the bottom of this thing yet? Okay, I am. I found an abandoned mine. That is, as I recall, yeah, it's at diamond level, so it's a very good place to be mining. Zombie spawner? That's useless. Oh! A big boy. That scared me. I forgot what it's like to not have a stupid cooldown for the sword, too. This is nice. Ah, that's pleasant. I don't think I'm gonna go back to Java version again. I've been playing on my friend's server since about the beginning of the month. I just crossed my own damn. That's fine. And it was quite unpleasant. The people are fine. It's an old coworker from when I worked at the college, and with a lot of his little group of friends. The problem is Java server. It's so buggy. Like, it is just the worst running thing in the world. Like, if anybody tried to release a game that poorly made now, you'd have to call it a beta or an alpha or something, because there's no way you'd sell that beyond like 10 people who actually try it. Because I hadn't really played Java version for a couple years, really, since picking up Windows 10 version when I was recording while I was living in Massachusetts. So I decided to check it out, see if it had actually. Oh, there's another slime. Must be a slime chunk. Get some more of those. So I decided I would see if like the game had finally been optimized at all or anything. No, not in the slightest. There's still rubber banding, chunks won't load, crap ton of lag. The thing where the sun and the stars and the moon will switch along. Forward 5 frames and then back 10. The thing's a mess. And they just keep adding more stuff. It is never going to... They're never going to fix that game at this point. They're just going to keep adding more stuff and breaking more stuff. Like right now, one of the big bugs with it is, which we experienced on that server, that nobody else seemed to care about, because I guess they only ever played Java, and that's normal to them, is mobs would spawn insanely in certain chunks in the water at the edge of your render distance. So like if water was at the edge of my render distance, doesn't matter how much water, it would just get completely filled up with fish and squid and every type of sea creature, like hundreds upon hundreds of them. Like 300 to 500 plus. And of course, this causes lag. Nobody else cared. So I'm done playing that. It's not worth it. So let's get into some kind of conversation topic for the day. It is Pride Month in, I guess, everywhere is doing it now. I remember when it wasn't barely a thing. Apparently now it is big enough where everybody does it in every city. As the thing is, I'd have to double check because it's been a while. I obviously haven't lived in San Antonio in quite some time. But the odd thing I always found was, because the LGBT community in San Antonio is so salty, there are two groups of people who run the major events for Pride Month in San Antonio. And one has a Pride Festival, and the other has a Pride Parade. The festival takes place, it probably took place today? Or maybe last week. Today's the 23rd, well, I mean the 22nd for when it probably was. And the parade tends to be the first Saturday in July. This is what it used to be. I don't know now. So the parade isn't even in Pride Month. It's nuts. The people are so petty and salty that you get a weird date for the gay pride parade. Not even in Pride Month. That is the nonsense that is San Antonio. And again, San Antonio has parades for everything, so it's not even that big a deal. I was in it a few times. Other times I've been a volunteer at, say, which ones was it? Usually at the booths that sell the tickets to get beer and stuff. That's usually the ones. Those are usually the ones I've volunteered for. Well, not the ones I volunteered for. It's just kind of the ones I got assigned. It was with the LGBT group from the college I worked at. Although that was when I was a student. I don't think I ever did it when I was an employee. I think by then I was just tired of it. And then the Pride Festival takes place in a completely different place, downtown, in what's called Hemisphere Park. And I think it's usually the same weekend as uh, Texas Culture Festival. I forget what it's called. Texas Folklife Festival? I don't remember. I really don't remember. So that's got to be confusing for people who are there for that, because oh boy, you wander to the wrong part of that downtown area, and that is a completely different experience. But I think I remember one of the years, I had volunteered at the festival, working. I was just kind of hanging out at the booth with a few other people from the transgender group. How the hell do I get out of here? Oh no. And my stepdad was working at the... Oh god, I'm lost. Yeah, I'm really lost. My stepdad was working at the Folklife Festival. I think that's what it is. I think that's what it was. And so at one point, my mom and my stepdad wandered over and saw me working there. So I was like, hey. And afterwards, I went and joined them at the Folklife Festival. And many drinks were had. Because he always works the beer booths at those. Get rid of that. I know I'm not in the right spot anymore. I don't know any. I'm so lost. So just weird stuff like that. Go to one, run into people from the other. Is it this way? No. Okay, where did I start the tunnel? Okay, I started here. This was the zombie spawner. Take a left. Take a left. Take a left. Is this it? Yeah, this is it. Okay. Jeez. That's nuts. Like, I knew the directions, but I couldn't find the right spots to turn. But yeah, there was a few years there where I was probably overly active in the LGBT community in San Antonio. And nothing ever really came of it. I don't like have friends from that, or like I couldn't drop any names now or anything. Just, no, it's just something to do, really. Like I know when I was volunteering for this stuff from the school group, it was so our group would get funds for a scholarship we did. Because I know one of the times that I volunteered, I was in charge of the group for the summer. Because to be able to officially do any of the stuff, we had to be a registered group on campus during the time we were doing any of the stuff. Damn overcrowded inventory. Like, for the group to officially participate in anything, having any of the school's logo or group logo or anything like that, we had to be officially a group, which had like membership requirements and everything. Meaning that there had to be a certain number of people even there. Like, we had to have an active leadership for the group, like a president and a vice president and a treasurer and all that. And one of the times I just ended up being president. It was basically whoever was taking summer classes and wanted to do it could do it. And that usually fell on me, I think, for a few years. Simply because I was the only one who took summer classes. I'd spent 4 years at a 2-year college because I only ever went half-time, but I was enrolled the entire time. Like summer, winter, if there was any kind of extended anything, I was taking a class, but only ever 1 or 2 classes. Mostly just because that's... Oh, God. There are donkeys down here. Get out of there, donkey. How do I get you out of there? Will that work? I think that'll work. Okay, enjoy your hole. Hey, there's a goddamn zombie here. You're free now. How'd that zombie even get there? I have torches out to the middle of nowhere to keep the zombies from getting too close. They must have been drawn in by this idiot. But yeah, I was the president of the college basically during the summers, just because I was the only one there. And it's just something we did, is volunteer at stuff to get reimbursement for things, to... Like, they paid us, like, percentage of the profit, because the whole thing, the Pride Parade and Festival were non-profit, meaning anything they make extra has to go to all the volunteer organizations and stuff. So, whatever they made, we got a piece of it. And that just went to the scholarship and funds for the group, stuff like that. But there was a lot to go with. Like being in charge of all that, and then actually having to work the events and such. It could get pretty crazy. I mean, because everything, Pride Month is June, and the parade's in July. I don't know if you know this about Texas. It is very hot in June and July. More so in August than anything else, but those 2 months are not... It is not a fun time. So, I mean, you're looking at 100 plus degrees to be outside. Not always in the sun. I mean, you're in a little booth, so you've got some shade, but whew, it is rough. I don't think I could do it now. I mean, I did it years ago. I was young and in better shape. These days, it'd probably kill me. You're gonna die, cow. This off my bar. But one of the... I don't think it was one of the first years. It might have been the second year I did the parade. Current Democratic, I don't call him a nominee, he's not nominated yet, but he's running for president. Julian Castro. He is from San Antonio, and I met him when he was still the mayor of San Antonio. And he was the Grand Marshal for the Pride Parade. And he wanted to meet with all the students who were going to be in the parade, which that means me. So I got to meet him. It was just real quick. Shake his hand. We all lined up and walked down the street. That parade's not even very long. It only goes a mile, maybe 2. It's not exactly like Fiesta in San Antonio, where it's like a 10-mile route. I've never been out this way in this map, so having a look around. There's some light under there. That doesn't mean anything these days now, though. A lot of snow. But yeah, I've been involved before. Unless that's your thing, I didn't get really anything from it. It was just work, a job, something to do. Part of something else I was doing, so. Yeah, weird times. These days I wouldn't volunteer, not only because it's hot and difficult and a lot of work, just I'm not in touch with that kind of stuff anymore. I got old, stuff got weird. I can just sit things out now. I can sleep soundly knowing I never made a difference despite trying. Yep. I forget what the thing is called. Let me look it up real quick on this. I have this Windows tablet open. I don't remember what it's called. Texas. I really don't remember what it's called. Transgender Education Network of Texas. That's what it was. Well, if it ever loads, I can tell you a little bit more about it. Almost fell in that hole there. But I attended that a few times. What it was kind of a conference of everybody, of people in the education racket. Honestly, that's all it is. In regards to policies on campuses and in school districts for transgender people. And I went a few times, twice as a student, and then once as an employee representing the college. And first time I went as a student, it was simple enough. I mean, you go get some information. It was mostly just information sharing and some activities on like what you can do. Like, here's what's legal. Here's what you can try to push for in your school or district. And we just shared progress that we've made in those regards. Some interesting terrain for once. Almost seems like the train generation completely shifted. I've been killing cows. Oh, I'm not getting... Okay. This one doesn't cook. Forgot it's not... doesn't have fire enchantment. But the first time I went as a student, it was very interesting. It was in Houston, I want to say. Forget which college it was at in Houston. Damn, I really wish I could remember. But I did go and got some information, and we did take it back to the college, and did end up, in fact, getting kind of a transgender bathroom and locker room policy for the campus going long before the current events of it being a big deal. So I can't say I didn't do anything ever with the activism stuff. I got that done. I personally actually got that done because that was one of those summer kind of things. And the second time I went as a student was a complete bust. I went with a bunch of people from the LGBT group who... Ooh, little baby. Angry llama. I went with a bunch of people from the LGBT group who had no interest in doing anything at the event. They basically just wanted to go as an excuse to go to Austin, because it was in Austin that year, and has been since then, I think. And that was kind of a nightmare. I am not one for the Austin hipster party scene. And what we were supposed to do was go up to Austin from San Antonio for basically just like 6 hours. I think the little summit was. And that's all we were going to do. Just do it and come back. And then it turned into them wanting to go to some mall there, and then them wanting to go to like nightclubs later on that night. And I neither had money nor wanted to go to any of that. So I was just kind of dragged along unwillingly. And that was the last time I even associated with the group. I think I stopped after that. Like after that year. Oh no. Sheep dead. I don't know if I can find any foxes. I know how to find them now. I don't know if they're in Windows 10. Here are the berry bushes. Wait, it's not... No, it's just a little fern thing. Basically find the berries and the foxes will probably be nearby. Little baby wolf. So tiny. A little bark. But yeah, I did end up going again as an employee a few years later. And that was... I don't really remember it, honestly. Little tiny dog all by itself. No, it's not. Okay. We're okay. But it was very... I think that one was just more of a... Because at that point, there wasn't much I could do as far as activism. I mean, the college had done its part in getting some policy on the books for in regard to transgender people, and that was kind of all there really was to do. I mean, I worked there, trans, everything was fine for many years, and that was kind of it. So I guess I can't completely say everything I ever did was for nothing. Stupid bushes. Oh. I would like to think I played some part in getting the policy in place there. I mean, I think I did. Like I said, I was one of the, like, 2 or 3 students that even went to the thing. And I know I was one of the, if not the only one, who actually kind of drafted some kind of policy for the college. For them to put it up to like some kind of vote or committee or something to see about putting it in place. And then like a year or 2 later, there was something in place. So I can only assume that I had something to do with that. But I don't know. But that'll do it for today. A half hour is long enough, if not too long, for me to be rambling about nonsense in Minecraft and not finding any foxes. So that'll do it for today. I kind of like this area though. It's definitely nicer looking than my stupid half desert village. I really don't like that area. Or that particular village. But this, you get into some kind of farlandsy nonsense. I really like that. I'm gonna go look at that real quick. I'll look at that and then we will be done. Interesting. Left it sideways. For some reason, I thought it was a 4x4, a 2x2 birch tree. I was like, I was blown away for a second. No, it was just sideways. Disappointment. Let's see if this is as cool as it looked from far away. Damn it, get up the hill. Come on. There we go. It's interesting. Not as cool as I thought it would be. There's a cave underneath? That's trippy. The cave kind of ruins it, honestly. Might be worth living here. I don't know. Might be something to decide and work on at another episode. Yeah, see, I'm getting kind of brain scrambly. I think that'll do it then. But I'll see you next time. Till then, my name is JP. And I have no idea what I'm doing or where I am or why. So long.